This podcast, along with other fine shows, is proud to be a part of the one and only Throwback Network. Please visit at throwbacknetwork.net. Also, this episode stars Mr. Doug McCoy, courtesy of McCoycast.wordpress.com. And now, enjoy the show.
Hi, my name is Zerbinator, and what you're about to hear is a part of a collection of audio journals that I'm recording from 1980 to 1989. Today is September 15th, 1980, and I plan to tell you what has happened in the past month. I'll cover the news and the technology and the music and the movies, and I'll have a little show and tell for you as well. We have a lot to discuss in 30 minutes or less, depending on the length of this particular cassette tape, so let's begin.
Welcome to Zerbinator's 8289 podcast. This is a recorded journal dedicated to the history of the 80s. All music used in the 8289 podcast was written and performed by Manolus and can be found at www.iammanolus.com.
Ladies and gentlemen,
8289.
please take your seats.
Are you ready?
We hope you enjoy the show.
8289.
The show is about to begin. Are you really ready?
I am so sorry that I am so late with this journal. We moved to a new town in Connecticut right by a lake. I love it here. It took forever to get everything set up the way I wanted it, including the area that I wanted to record these journals. I had to fix my cassette player because it broke on the way over here, and that postponed the release of this. I know that I'm going to be putting these tapes out in the beginning of October instead of September. And this journal will be cut a little short just because of time, and I haven't been able to do too much. So I will do as much as I can, and please forgive me. The cool thing is that we have a nice area where we can go outside and listen to ducks yap in my yard, and it's actually very soothing, and I need that. So forgive my hastefulness, but we must begin.
And now we'll talk about current events.
On August 17th, in Australia, there was a little baby by the name of Azura Chamberlain who disappeared from a campsite at Ayers Rock, reportedly taken by a dingo. Apparently, a dingo ate a baby. September 1st, Terry Fox is forced to end his marathon of hope outside of Thunder Bay, Ontario, after finding out that his cancer had spread to his lungs. On September 2nd, Ronald Reagan apologized for his remarks regarding Tuscumbia, Alabama, being the birthplace of the KKK. He also denied that he tried to link President Carter with the Klan. On September 2nd, Ford Europe launches the Escort M3K. It's a new front-wheel drive hatchback. How in the world you're dragging your engine behind you? That's all I can imagine, driving with a front-wheel drive. I think it might do better in snow, but I doubt very much it's going to do any good. On September 6th, Chris Everett Lloyd defeats Hannah Mandakova to win the U.S. Open. Did a great job. Good for him. On September 12th, the EPA mileage efficiency tests find that the Volkswagen Rabbit and the Toyota Starlet have the best mileage efficiency, while the Pontiac Firebird, one of my favorites, and the Chevrolet Corvette, one of my other favorites, have the worst. What a shame.
And now we'll talk about technology.
Well, I got me a new toy. It's called the Roland TR-808 Rhythm Composer. After saving up money given to me by you kind people buying these cassette tapes, at $2 a pop, mind you, I was able to save up enough to purchase the Roland Rhythm Composer 808. It was $1,195. The design is accredited to two employees of the Roland Company, Mr. Nakamura, who is responsible for the analog voice circuits, and Mr. Matsuoka, who developed the software. And here is a sample. And I'm really excited because I've been working on a lot of music lately, and I hope actually to have something for you pretty soon. Speaking of music.
And now we will talk about music.
Music has rocked the past couple of weeks. October 23rd, Heatwave Festival near Toronto featured the B-52s, Talking Heads, Pretenders, Elvis Costello, and many more. August 26th, Peter Kamita replaces Tom Peterson in Cheap Trick. I really hope this guy does a good job because Tom Peterson, although there was a little bit of a yeah, good luck. On August 31st, Karen Carpenter married Thomas Burris. Because We Are in Love was played at their wedding. And two wonderful things happened on September 13th. First thing that happened was I was watching television. I turned on Channel 20. This new show with all kinds of music kind of reminds me a little bit of the Dick Clark shows. But it's called Solid Gold, and it has all of the latest 80s musicians on there. And there's a group of dancers on there called the Solid Gold Dancers. And they are hot! They look great, and they're great dancers, and they're awesome. And also on September 13th, Elton John, the great Elton John, played a free concert for 400,000 people in New York Central Park. And the coolest thing was at the end of the show, he came back for an encore in the Donald Duck costume. It looked freaking hilarious. I wish I was there, though. I didn't get to see it live, but I did catch it on the news. Very cool. And now it's time for the top 10 singles for week ending September 13th, 1980. And I'm just going to sing these because I haven't even unpacked the Casio yet. I'm sorry about that. I know how much you love my keyboard playing. So,
Number 10.
Driving My Life Away. Eddie Rabbitt, Elektra Records.
Number 9.
Another one, Bites the Dust. Queen, Elektra Records.
Number 8.
Looking for love in all the wrong places. Johnny Lee, Full Moon Records.
Number 7.
Late in the Evening. Paul Simon, Warner Brothers Records.
Number 6.
Give me the night. Give me the night. George Benson, Warner Brothers / Quest Records.
Number 5.
Sailing takes me away to where I coulda, should. I did that joke last time. Sorry. Christopher Cross, Warner Brothers Records. Number 5.
Number 4.
Bang! Irene Cara, RSO Records.
Number 3.
Emotional Rescue, The Rolling Stones. I'm not even going to bother singing it because it's Mick Jagger and I don't know how to sing like Mick Jagger.
Number 2.
I'm all out of love. What am I without you? I never if you never Air Supply, Arista Records. And number 1.
Number 1.
Sit down, you're turning me, giving me love and stuffing me. Thing with the thing and the stuff and stuff. Diana Ross, Motown Records. Sorry that was so junky. I had no choice. Even my cat came up, wondered if I was okay. Yes, you did. Right? Well, I'm okay. You okay? Top 5 albums released this past month. These albums I haven't heard yet, but I've heard some songs on the radio.
Number 5.
Panorama, The Cars. Songs like Touch and Go.
Number 4.
Wild Planet, the B-52s. Private Idaho is on there. Great song.
Number 3.
Special Things, the Pointer Sisters. With the song He's so shy. He's so shy. And he really wanna catch my eye. Jerry, sing it. Yeah, boy.
Number 2.
Number 2, Scary Monsters with Super Creeps. David Bowie, Ashes to Ashes and Fashion is on there. Really good album.
Number 1.
Give me the night, George Benson. One more time. Shall I go for it? Why not? Give me the night. Give me the night. I sing that for you. Jerry likes it when I sing to him. Give me the night, Jerry.
And now we will talk about movies.
On August 15th, I saw only one movie this month, and that is My Bodyguard. It was a good movie. I liked it. It had Chris Makepeace in it. He was also in Meatballs in 1979, which I actually really enjoyed. I just saw that in a matinee a couple of weeks ago with my good friends Sean and Rob, and we really enjoyed them. I figure one day Sean, Rob, and myself, we should talk about movies in another journal one day. I think that would be really neat, just to, document movie history. I think that would be fun. But this movie, My Bodyguard, it starred Chris Makepeace, like I said. Matt Dillon was in it. The incredibly funny Martin Mull and Adam Baldwin, and Ruth Gordon was in it, the great Ruth Gordon. Joan Cusack, new one on the screen. She was great in it. I've never seen her before, and she was very funny. But it's a story about a kid, basically, who is living in an upscale luxury hotel with his father, who manages the hotel. And he spends his night with his family relaxing on the rooftop patio, spying on his neighbors through a telescope. And he's a new kid at the new high school where he arrives in a limousine. Well, of course, he becomes the target of abuse. And a big bully by the name of Melvin Moody, played by Matt Dillon, starts messing around with him and starts beating him around a little bit. So what he does is he hires a very large kid by the name of Ricky Linderman, played by Adam Baldwin, to be his bodyguard and protect him from all the bullies. And it's a great story. I don't want to tell you anymore. You've got to go out and see this. It was put out by 20th Century Fox, and so it should be around quite a while because most of the Fox movies hang out for a little bit. It was directed by Tony Bill, and it was written by Alan Ormsby, who, if you don't know who Alan Ormsby is, Alan Ormsby is the gentleman who wrote a book that I love dearly from 1977, I think it is, and it's called Hollywood Movie Monster Makeup, and you've got to check it out. I love that book he wrote, and he co-directed Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things in 1972. He also, 2 years later, reteamed with the gentleman by the name of Bob Clark and did a movie called Deranged and then Death Dream. Deranged was the horror film inspired by Ed Gein, the serial killer, and Death Dream was just another horror movie that I never saw. That's all I got for you in the movies. I'm sorry, I wish I had some more. I do hope that Ormsby writes more movies because he's really good at stuff like that.
And now we will have a little show and tell.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have squat for show and tell. I could show you a bunch of empty boxes, and I even put my Casio tone away. I don't even have that to show you. Oh, I have my toy piano. All right. This right here is a Jamar toy piano from 1952. I never thought about using this before. And it's something that I got for if I'm writing music and it needs a little bit of Christmassy punch to it. You know, it has I think it's 2 octaves of keys, and I'm going to play you a little ditty. Here we go. Thank you. I did it a little bit fallish since fall is kicking in right now. It's October, so that was supposed to be scary. In fact, the movie that came out in 1978, baby. Wasn't scary, but there you go. So the JMR 1952 toy piano, it's wooden. It looks like a upright piano because it's really tiny though. And I love that thing. You know where I got it? At a toy place, right down next to Toys R Us. There's a little toy store next to that, and they sell vintage toys from the 50s and 60s. So I was able to get this one for $15. That's pretty cool. Should be worth quite a bit in the future, hopefully.
And now it's time for the video game of the month.
Hello?
Hey, Doug, it's Kev.
Hey, Kevin, what's up, bud? Long time no see.
I know, man. Sorry I moved, and but you were there. You helped me move.
Yeah, real bummed to see you go. I got nobody to hang out with now except this kid Sean. You know that guy?
Sean, vaguely.
Yeah, you know, he's from New York, so he's got this accent, you know. I mean, he's, you know, he's like, you like beers? And it's like, no, I like beer. I don't like beers. I don't know what that is. But other than that, he's a pretty cool guy. So
Yeah, very cool.
I've been hanging around with him. But I sure do miss you and wish you hadn't left the neighborhood. What are you getting into?
Still getting into trying to just put everything back where it belongs. It's been really rough. The hardest part has been trying to not cut my fingers on glass, which I have done a couple of times. And but otherwise, I went through my boxes, and you'll never guess what I found.
What'd you pull out?
I found the old adventure that you gave me back in 1977.
Oh, yes. Isn't that a great game? I love that game. So that's a couple years ago now. But I tell you what, the wonderfulness of that game, I guess I should say, has not worn off, in my opinion. What do you think?
I think it's still the greatest game ever. It's such a peaceful, relaxing game to play because there really is no rush to get through any of the levels.
Sure.
Right now, I found the sword again. I'm going after the dragon as we speak, and I just love it. It's just such an easy game and fun, and there's just so many mazes to go through, and it's just so realistic.
One problem I have with it is that I can confuse it with just the regular Venture. Have you ever heard of that game or played that game?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, well, there's another, DCS game that's just Venture, no ad, it's just Venture, and it's a similar, swords and dragons and so forth, but not nearly like this game. I don't know what to compare this to because this is not like Pac-Man or Space Invaders where you're just on one screen shooting stuff. You're going to different screens,
right.
And you're right, there's mazes you go through, and sometimes you can't even see all of the maze. You can only see like a little portion of it at a time. Like you're supposed to be in the dark, and you just have like a torch that's lighting a small area, so you got to figure out the maze without being able to see it all. You can pick up items, but you only have one at a time, and you can get a sword and kill the dragon, which is my favorite, but ultimately you're trying to get this goblet to the Yellow Castle, and that's when you win. And, I can do it pretty easily. There's 3 settings. I can do it pretty easily on the first setting. The second, third setting, though, where they randomize the items and where they appear in the game, and there's more to the game, and there's more dragons, and they're more aggressive. Man, I have a hard time with that. How about you?
Well, of course, you are the wizard. You know that.
Yes.
Yeah, but
and you're having a hard time playing too with it.
I always die right in level 1. I haven't gotten past getting the key to that. I get the key up there, but the dragon somehow finds me. I didn't kill it off right.
Just a couple years ago, I was an elementary school kid. I mean, it's kind of weird how we have aged so rapidly. But I was at this kid's house and he was playing, and he got the sword and he killed all 3 dragons, and I was so excited because I knew that with the dragons removed, there was no other enemy that was going to be able to take him out and prevent him from completing the quest. And I ran into the kitchen where his mom was, and I said, Billy is going to, or no, his name was Michael. That's it. I said, Michael is going to complete the quest. And she wasn't nearly as excited as me.
Yeah.
But I was very excited at the idea that he was going to complete this quest. We ought to have a term for that. I mean, is there any other game that's like you just complete it like that and it's done?
Oh, gosh.
What would you call that? Mastering the game? Beating the game or something?
Mastering is a good term.
I know some people don't like the dragons. What do you think about the dragons?
I think the dragons look really close to sea monkeys. They're really good looking. But
yeah, well, some people say they look like chickens, but I think you're right. I think they look more like seahorses.
Seahorse is a good term.
It's that terrible.
Yeah, seahorses I would lean towards. They're not that bad. I've gone through actually back to the maps. I've drawn them out. I've tried my best with a piece of paper to map out where I'm going so I don't forget and get lost. Still, I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm dying in level 1 though, so I'm obviously not doing a good job.
Adventure is what it is.
It is an adventure.
Game, and it's a lot like Dungeons and Dragons and, Beastmaster and all of the, of course, Beastmaster, I don't think, have you ever heard of Beastmaster? It's going to be coming out pretty soon.
Only when my wife calls me names.
Oh.
That's it.
Well, I think that's a good name for you, but great game for you to be playing in your new place.
Oh, yeah, and thank you for getting it to me all those years ago. Well, it's 3 years ago when you gave it to me, but it's what I'm going to do is actually call you back later and try to get you directions to come on over here, and you could teach me how to get past level 1.
Yeah, all right.
All right, brother.
I'll talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, I'm truly sorry that I had to rush through this episode. I still have a ton to unpack. Hopefully I'll have October's Journal on time for you. And again, thank you guys so much for purchasing these tapes. For me to get $1,000 saved up since the time I started recording to afford that 808, that means a lot to me. In fact, I'm going to play the 808 so I can play me out. There we go. So, you can always find these recordings down at the drug fair, the Dart Drug, the People's Drug, all on Main Street, or at your local library. I'm trying to get them even further out into other states because people in Massachusetts have heard about me. I can't believe it. People down towards even New York and New Jersey are harping at me. And I think that's wonderful. Mostly family who's helped me get that across. Got them in the Highs, got them in the Holly Farms restaurants, even Geno's. Geno's now is selling my tapes. The more they sell, the more I can afford to upgrade my equipment and use journals even more often. I would love to be able to record these even more often than just once a month, and if that's possible, that'd be great. I do hope this sheds a little light on life here in the 80s, and I will continue these journals as time goes on with all the news and entertainment I can find. I look forward to talking to you again, and I hope I see you sooner, but until then, see you next month.
All of Zerbinator's music and podcasts are under the Creative Commons license, which allows retelling and rebroadcasting as long as the author is notified and credited. For more great escape pods, please visit www.zerbinator.wordpress.com. If you would like to contact Zerbinatorland, you can send an email to instrumentally@gmail.com or give us a call at 571-408-ZERB or 9372.